for gossip and entertainment only. Let's get started.
Hello, everyone. So, we're going to talk about the story of the Annabelle doll. Now, this is a doll that they say is possessed, right? And she's been featured on the Conjured movies, the franchise, The Conjuring. What I said, Conjured? The Conjuring movies. And apparently, one of the paranormal experts well, this is it. The doll, she's on a tour. Basically, she's on a tour, and one of the paranormal expert, his name is Dan Rivera, he suddenly died. So of course you're gonna have people saying, "Ooh, it's because the doll. What happened? What did he do? What's going on?" So before we get into the article, let's see who the Annabelle doll is. So let's read it up. Of course, we asked Google just to give us an overview, and it says the Annabelle doll story is told by paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. So when you watch the Conjuring movies, those are the actual people who the actors play, Ed and Lorraine Warren. It says revolves around a Raggedy Ann doll that was reportedly possessed by a demonic entity. In 1970, a woman received the doll as a gift, and she and her roommate began experiencing strange occurrences, including the doll changing positions, moving on its own, and leaving handwritten notes. A medium was consulted who claimed that the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle Higgins. However, the Warrens later declared the doll to be demonically possessed. So, so these roommates and with the Warrens, it says Ed and Lorraine Warren, paranormal investigators, were eventually called in. They concluded that the doll was not just haunted, but possessed by a demonic entity. The Warrens took the doll and placed it in their occult museum, where it remains in a locked case, supposedly to contain the demonic presence. Now, why would you release that doll and take it around? Or was she still in the case? The story of Annabelle has been widely popularized through films and books, often embellished for dramatic effects. The Warrens' account is the basis for much of the narrative surrounding the doll, though some have questioned the veracity of their claims. This video tells the true story. Oh no, we're not gonna do the video. So, basically people are saying they don't know if it's true or not. Basically, it's from, these two paranormal investigators, the Warren, Ed and Lorraine, that they're saying this, but with the roommates saying that strange occurrences was going on, letters being left behind, move from room to room. The dog was saying stuff like help us or help Lulu, and also they report feeling chilling presence, and even claimed that their friend Lulu was strangled by the doll, their friend Lou. So, we there are people who believe in the paranormal. Do I kinda do. Gossipers, are any of you believers? And if so, put in the comments, have you experienced anything? I'm nosy, I want to hear. So we're gonna go back to the article now of this investigator who died suddenly while taking the doll on tour. So it says paranormal expert Dan Rivera, who was hosting a tour of the Conjuring Annabelle doll, suddenly died at age 54, according to the New England Society for Psychic Research. A paranormal investigator's sudden death has sparked a new mystery. I would love to see Lovely T. She's a fellow content creator on YouTube. I would love to see she tackle this story. And I know she is, because this is what she does. She loves digging into, anything like this. So, yes, I can't wait for her to tell her side. So it says Dan Rivera, who was hosting a national tour of the original Annabelle doll popularized in the Conjuring movie franchise, died suddenly following a stop with the New England Society of Psychic Research in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. He was 54 years old, young. It's with deep sadness that Tony, Wade, and I share the sudden passing of our close friend and partner, Dan Rivera. Chris wrote on the Facebook group on July 14th. We are heartbroken and still processing this loss. Gillerin went on to reflect on Rivera's legacy, sharing, Dan truly believed in sharing his experiences and educating people on the paranormal. His kindness and passion touched everyone who knew him. He added, thank you for your support and kind thoughts during this difficult time. Rivera's cause of death wasn't shared. The Adams County coroner listed it as pending, according to records viewed by USA Today. Authorities were called to a local Gettysburg hotel on the evening of July 13 and responded to a report of CPR in progress of a 54-year-old man, according to Adams County Dispatch scanner archives obtained by the outlet. One day prior, Nespar hosted a showing of the Annabelle doll, which inspired the chilling character in the Conjuring film horror franchise. The doll is normally kept at the Warrens Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut, which was created by Nesser founders Ed Warren, a demonologist, and his wife Lorraine Warren, a trance medium. And they're usually played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga in the movies. So, yes, what are your thoughts on this story? Do you think the doll had anything to do with it? Like I said, I would love to hear Lovely T's take on it. And why would you go around with this doll on tour? Everybody can say, look, it just happened, sudden death, nothing to do with the doll. He was not possessed. The doll did not kill him. He was around the doll before. Why now? But of course, people are going to say stuff. But anyways, gossipers, what are your thoughts? Did you think the doll did it, or was he just sick? Went into cardiac arrest, We'll have to wait and hear. But yeah, I hope Lovely T tells something real soon.